Spider-Man comes back for another shot at the big screen, and this time it's personal. I'm Tom, this is Lynn, and this is SickSlickProductions' review of The Amazing Spider-Man. Like I said in the Avengers review, I am not a very big comic book movie person. However, I do have two exceptions. The first being Batman, naturally, and the second one being Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is the only comic book character I really don't care for.
You really don't care for Spider-Man?
Not really. Not comic Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And the Raimi versions of the movie I just thought were kind of bad.
Well, I mean, everybody agrees that Spider-Man 3 was terrible, but looking back on it, Spider-Man 1 and 2 really weren't that great either.
They were kind of bad, yeah.
They were cookie-cutter superhero movies, like the norm for what was going on at that time. This is the first movie not directed by Sam Raimi. It is instead directed by Marc Webb, whose notable fame is in music videos. He's done music videos for many major bands, you know, Evanescence, Good Charlotte. He did 3 of Yellowcard's videos. He's done, I think he's worked with Linkin Park. I believe this is Marc Webb's first major motion picture. I don't know. He may have had one other before this. I think this is his first big one, though. And this time around for Spider-Man, we have Andrew Garfield, and that's the one, you know, everybody wants to know. Is he good? Is he bad? Is he better than Tobey Maguire? Is he worse than Tobey Maguire? How does he do?
I'm a little bit biased because I don't think Tobey Maguire was a very good Spider-Man.
He had the nerdy Peter Parker down to a pat, but that was pretty much all he had.
I didn't think he was even a very good nerdy Peter Parker.
What did you think of him?
I just thought he was so lackluster. Like, he was like the male superhero version of Bella Swan.
Oh dear.
He was just, it wasn't that the things to him were bad, it was that there was nothing to him to be bad.
He was a very bland kind of actor, yeah. Andrew Garfield did great, though.
Oh,
Andrew Garfield was great.
Andrew Garfield is Peter Parker.
He is. He's the witty Peter Parker. He's the nerdy Peter Parker.
He's even athletic Peter Parker.
He's athletic. He did some of his own stunts.
He did.
He did.
It's awesome.
There's proof of it. It's kind of amazing that he did that. And he's 28. He doesn't look 28. Honestly, the kid passes for a high school student.
Yeah,
he really does.
That's what's really nice.
That's what's really
is that
good
you can kind of believe that this is a high school student,
even though he's pushing his 30s.
Yeah, well, even in the dialogue, he's got that kind of cadence that's really common in teenagers today.
Definitely. He has that.
You know, he lets sentences trail off. He stammers.
He stammers about 98% of his lines.
I wouldn't say 98. No.
A lot of his lines were stammered, but I mean, and I remember I commented on it, but you said it was a good thing that he did that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he was great with it.
Spider-Man is a teenager who's got this kind of nerdy side. He's also really secretive. He's never sure what he wants to tell people about himself.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was good that he was always stopping himself, that he was always second-guessing himself. And that's really what the entire plot is about, like, is Peter Parker is second-guessing himself.
Yeah, and they played with it a lot more in this movie than they did with the first one. Like, in the first one, they kind of hand-waved that he was hiding his Spider-Man identity. In this one, we really see the consequences of him going out night after night and being Spider-Man.
And it's taken more seriously, I think. And I think that the consequences of just having Spider-Man around are gone into a lot more, they're taken a lot more seriously.
Yeah, the cops are definitely a little more serious about it. And we'll get more into that.
In the Raimi films, the police being after Spider-Man was kind of like a joke. Whereas in this movie, it's serious. He has the police after him. And, you know, the toll that it takes on Aunt May is like she's just waiting up for him, completely worried, sick, because her husband was just killed by a mugger.
And that's not even a spoiler. If you know Spider-Man, you already know that happens. I mean, that's not even a spoiler.
Why are you watching this if you don't know Uncle Ben dies?
On the subject of Uncle Ben and Aunt May, we have Martin Sheen and Sally Field, two very well-established actors and actresses. Well, you know, actresses, whatever.
Sally Field is
Sally Field.
Aunt May, yeah.
She's brilliant. She's you know, award-winning actress. She's proven herself in so many different things. And Martin Sheen is Martin Sheen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean Martin Sheen's just great. He's like the fun
yeah,
dad.
I like that Aunt May was given more to her in this.
Instead of just being the wizened old, like, parental figure. Like, she was kind of,
I mean, she was kind of like waved over in
the other movies.
In the other movies, but I like this because she isn't just... I mean, she is there for Peter, unconditionally, but she's worried about him. And there's even a scene where he says, "You don't have to worry about me," and she says, "Yes, I do." Yeah. This movie focuses a lot more on, you know, when there's battles, there are really great battles, but there are also scenes depicting consequences. Peter comes home and he's got these scrapes and bruises, you know, he's strong and he's fast and he's Spider-Man, but he also bleeds.
Yeah, and it shows.
You know, when he takes a wound, that wound affects him for the rest of the battle, and he has to let it heal afterward.
And also, Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy is so much better than
the one in Spider-Man 3. And I mean, also the one in Spider-Man 3. Because Bryce Dallas Howard played her in Spider-Man 3, and now we have the lovely, great Emma Stone.
Bear in mind, I haven't seen Spider-Man 3. I actually didn't even see Spider-Man 2.
Really?
I saw, I think, half of it.
No.
But I love Emma Stone.
Yeah. Bryce Dallas Howard's Gwen Stacy did not leave an impression whatsoever. She was a throwaway character.
Mm-hmm.
Just in there for fan service, really. I mean, she had, like, Mary Jane was, like, jealous of her and stuff, but that was about it.
The thing about Gwen Stacy, and I've never been really into Spider-Man, but I know about Gwen Stacy versus Mary Jane. I've read some of the stuff from the Gwen Stacy, like, era. She's so much better than Mary Jane.
And Emma Stone is terrific as her. Like,
yeah.
She and Andrew Garfield really mesh well.
Yeah. I think that Gwen is a lot more compatible with Peter.
Yeah, it would make sense.
Mary Jane is.
Well, because Gwen Stacy's also, you know, the science.
She's incredibly intelligent. She's accustomed to the danger that Peter puts himself in. Because you know, her father.
Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary is, you know, Worcester native actor who is terrific as I mean, he plays every character Dennis Leary has ever played.
Yeah, he's the tough-talking guy.
And he's great as it, of course.
He's fantastic. He's got a nice amount of, you know, of sternness to him. You can tell that he's not necessarily a gentleman, but he's also cares very deeply for his family. He loves his daughter. And, you know, you see him doing, like, normal dad stuff. And you get the feeling that he and Gwen, their relationship is very authentic. She's close with her father.
The technical side of Spider-Man, I mean, Peter made his own web shooters. In the Raimi movies, it came out of his wrist.
It came out of, like, little glands.
It actually came out of his wrist. And I believe in the initial stories, wasn't it, he made his own web shooters? But it's kind of cool that they show that just because he can climb on the walls doesn't mean he's a complete spider, and he has to invent his own stuff to help him out.
Also makes it a lot more dramatic when those web shooters are disabled.
Also, we have...
Oh, and I must say that the new suit looks so much better than the old suit. Oh my god, it's so much better.
It's the same suit.
It isn't, though.
What's different about it?
There were subtle differences, especially in just the way that it captures light and how shiny it is.
We also had, I don't remember what the actor's name was, but the man who played Dr. Connors, aka the Lizard.
Riz
Ifans? Okay. It's funny that they picked the Lizard to be the villain for this movie because had Raimi continued with Spider-Man 4, it was very likely that the Lizard would have been the antagonist of that movie, because they already had set up Dr. Connors in Spider-Man 2 and 3, so they were kind of leading up to it, and I think they were going to for 4, but then after 3 had such an abysmal failure, they just completely recast everyone. I guess we'll go into the spoiler section now. Yeah, I'll put a timestamp on when the spoilers happen and stuff.
It is spoiler time.
Yep.
Peter's parents are dead, but he actually got to spend time with them. You know.
Like in the Raimi.
It was only until he was like 7 or 8, probably. Like that's how old he looks. That he was then given to Uncle Ben and Aunt May.
Yeah, and then they never really talk about the parents in the Raimi films.
They never really do. It's like, all right, you're an orphan.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, why wouldn't you explore that?
Yeah, and again, it goes into how this film is basically more of a deeper kind of Spider-Man than the other three.
It is. It's got more characterization. It's not all superficial.
Yeah, pretty
much.
You know?
And I think that it would be like a fear of abandonment, and that's why he probably reacted, you know, he flew off the deep end when Uncle Ben died.
They hint at Norman Osborn throughout the movie, about like how he's a dying man, and I don't remember if that's how it was in the comics. I always just remember, I mean, I'm just going by the Raimi thing, but...
I like that in this, Peter's just not even as witty, but he's more clever. Like, he knows when the lizard is hiding down in the sewer, he hides at like a junction of all these things, makes a web, and waits for one of the strings to start.
Yeah, that was actually
start
really
vibrating,
cool,
and you know, see that, and then he's got his camera up there so that he can get proof of it.
Dennis Leary dies, which I didn't really see coming. I don't know if Gwen Stacy's dad actually had a character in the comics. It was sad to see Dennis Leary die. The ending with the stinger, I mean, like, it shows the lizard in the jail cell, Connor's in the jail cell, and this shows the shadowy man.
It shows the man in the shadows. That's how he's billed on the credits.
But that, I believe, is Norman Osborn, just because, well, they were hinting at him throughout the movie, so, I mean, who else?
They weren't, I don't think they were hinting, though. I think they were just making connections in the universe.
But they had to have been hinting at something, because Norman Osborn is the Green Goblin.
Yes, he is.
And he's like one of Spider-Man's biggest arch enemies.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that like right in the second movie. I mean,
they introduced the Joker in the second Batman movie.
Yeah, but that's a trilogy though. They were only ever meant to be 3.
Still counts.
Overall, I thought it was very good, much better.
Overall, there was a lot more attention paid to it, a lot more detail. The story was a little more taken care of. It makes you laugh, it makes you cry. It's kind of like a very emotional kind of roller coaster. And at the end of the movie, Spider-Man is not, like, you know, Tobey Maguire at the end of Spider-Man 1, he was always like, he accepted the burden and he kind of made him more of a depressing person because of it. Because, you know, he realizes that this is his job and that it's always serious business now. Yeah. And at the end of this one, he's still the fun, witty Parker.
Yeah, he's starting to find a balance between Peter and Spider-Man.
Yeah, that he didn't have, that Tobey Maguire didn't have.
Yeah.
I think they got a really good cast for it. I was very hesitant when I heard they were going to reboot the franchise because it was so soon after Spider-Man 3 and I didn't think there was time. I mean, you really want to wait longer for that, but I feel like they made it really work well. Like, it wasn't just doing it for the sake of doing it. They wanted to really make it work this time.
Make it better.
Make it better. Make it
good in the first place.
Pretty much, yeah. And there's also the belief that Spider-Man will eventually join the Avengers, which I believe there has been confirmation. I don't know if it'll be the next Avengers movie. No?
I don't know. I don't think they're gonna...
Well, Spider-Man is a part of the Avengers, technically.
He's a part of Marvel Comics.
Well, he also joins with the Avengers.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there is confirmation that he's going to join them at some point. Whether it's for the next Avengers movie, I can't say, but we'll just see what happens. At this point, I don't even know if a Spider-Man 2 has been announced. It probably will.
It probably will.
There's no way they're just going to leave it one film. I mean,
well, if it doesn't make enough money, they will.
I can't see this not making enough money.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be fair here. I think everyone's really looking forward to this film. But overall, it's a great movie. It's definitely worth checking out. It's in theaters now, and yeah, that's what we thought of it. Okay, well, tune in next time where I'll be reviewing. Well, I don't know what I'm reviewing yet, but you'll know when I upload it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace soon.
Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, a favorite, subscribe to the channel, post it on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Reddit, something awful, spray paint on buildings, make a flag of it, get it tattooed in your forearm, get it branded into your forehead. This is SickSlickProductions saying keep the spirit of the movies alive.
But on the subject of Aunt Ben and Aunt Meg, Uncle Ben,
Aunt Ben and Uncle Meg.